I'm freezing. It's cold. He got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Say hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time, and welcome to the beach trip. Okay, so I don't know if y'all remember, maybe y'all do, but it was the vlog of Staycation Secured, I think. I think it was Staycation Secured, and I was basically saying like how I didn't recognize how rich we were, and I'm not talking about monetary. I was talking about like recipes, how we were able, like the coastal water being around us, like the river being around us, the fresh seafood, and us being able to like just go to different beaches. Like either way we go this way, it's more like 2 to 3 beaches. Well, it's multiple beaches, but it's 2 islands that we had access to. Maybe 3. Not even 3. Anyway, but we had access to it is 3. So the stuff with that's going down as of right now when I'm recording this story is the stuff with Sapelo Island. So Sapelo Island we definitely visit a lot, especially when we were in middle school. We visit that island a lot. And then so that island we had access to be totally honest, that island. And then there is St. Simon's, and then there is Jekyll. And if we decide to go the other way, then there is Tybee. Literally hop, skip, and a jump. Sapelo, depending on where you live, Sapelo for me was like 10 minutes, 10-15 to get to the ferry, to get to the island. St. Simon's is Jekyll 30 at the most, depending on traffic. So yeah, so that's why I was like, we, and I mean, when I was saying we, I'm talking about like we as a whole, as a collective. The people in my age group didn't realize how blessed we were, because all we ever talked about, all we ever said was, can't wait to get out of here, can't wait to get out of here, can't wait to get out of here. And we was just so adamant about getting to a big city, not realizing how blessed we was where we were at already. And we didn't realize that and you don't realize it until you leave and you go live somewhere else. And then you come back and it's like, oh, like community is like, you will hear people be like, oh, I can't wait to get away from here because all people do is talk about you, and all people try to be in your business. Baby, that's everywhere. That is everywhere. Everywhere. You can move into a complete new neighborhood and your neighbors are peeking, watching your move. They have learned your schedule. They know how you maneuver. In the complex I am right now, everybody don't know me. We don't know everybody. We know certain people faces. We know certain people cars. But people know how I maneuver. They know what time I leave to go to work. They watching my parking space. Well, I mean, that's more of a respect type thing. As we don't have assigned parking. But it's more of like a mutual respect type thing, situation, so to speak. Like they know my car, they know my kid's face. I know certain people. I don't know what unit they live in, but they know me. I know them. Now some of the people I've spoke to personally, so I know of them, and some people are still there and some people have moved away. When I first got there, there's a lot of people who have moved away. As I stated, there's also different managers. I have been there and I've had So right now I'm on my fifth manager. But again, you know faces. Even if you don't know the name, you know faces. So it is very imperative. Like my mom, and my grandmother, they used to say, my granddaddy too, they used to say, know your community. Like, make sure like you're in the community. Put your face in the community. You never know who will help you out when you need it. And that's very true. Like, my hometown is, remember I was saying everybody knew your car, and if you're walking, somebody is pulling aside, like they'll stop on the side of the road and be like, hey, you need a ride. At that, that's how knit the community was, because a lot of people have now died off, and then a lot of people have moved away, so it's not the same. It's a lot of people moving in now, so it's a little different. So when you see me go home for like the festival for the blessing of the fleet, for like double lane, like when you see us on double lane, the officers, when they be riding through, they looking like, where these people come from, who are these people? And then it's no drama, like we literally just over there having fun, because it's called Come Together Day. And a lot of people who started that are now deceased, and they were in my age group or a little older. So anyway, yeah, so we didn't realize like what it is. But anyway, so what we would do to have fun is, it's like, or if we're bored, it's like, let's go to the beach. So lo and behold, at this point in time, Trinity's cousin got a brand new car, right? And so Trinity was the type of person where she feel like she needed to impress people. Like she felt like in order for people to like her, sometimes she feel like she needs to impress them, right? And I was never that type of person. Like if you don't like me, or if I'm catching a vibe, like I'm removing myself. Like I'm gonna give it a couple of chances to make sure, like I'm not like, girl, you tripping. I'm gonna give it a couple of chances. If you keep doing the same thing, it's like, nah, you not tripping. They not feeling you. Pay attention to them little jokes. Pay attention to the little looks around you between them and somebody else. Yeah, no. No. Baby, I could be at home rubbing my feet together, watching TV and eating my snacks. I'm cool with that. I've never been the type where I feel like I have to be out to have a good time, or I have to be in the middle of the crowd to have a good time. That's never been me. But Trinity, to a certain extent, not with everybody, but with certain people, because Trinity had like a cousin who was older, who was very popular, and then she also had a friend who she was cool with, who was very popular. So it was like they knew her through them. Like most of the time you saw those three together. So I don't know. I guess like I can't speak for her, so I didn't understand why it was she felt like she needed to prove herself to be accepted. Anyway, one of her cousins, not the people that she hung with, but one of her cousins had got a new car. I don't know what kind of car. It was like a sports car, but the color was different and it stood out. It was like a turquoise colored car. And I can't even tell you what kind of car it was, but the car was nice. And it was crazy because she was like, let me take the car to the beach. Let me take the car to the beach. Let me ride around. And at this point in time, I think we are juniors. I think. Anyway, so Trinity was asking her cousin, she was like, let me ride around. We want to go to the beach. And for whatever reason, her cousin did not trust Trinity to drive. And so she was like, you got to show me somebody who I feel comfortable with letting you hold my car. Because the car was brand new. When I'm not talking about, even though like if a used car, like it got some miles on it, it's brand new to you, it's brand new, boo. That's a brand new car. So but this car, when I mean brand new, like miles is under 20, brand new. And so Trinity wanted to flex, stunt, flage with the car like it was ours, and it's not ours. But her cousin did not trust her to drive the dang on car, and so she was like, you got to find somebody to drive. You gonna have to find somebody else that I trust to drive. So she ended up hitting me up, which I thought was weird because of the other two people that you hang with, where clearly her cousin didn't trust those other two. And so she was like, hey shorty, listen, you want to go to the beach? What you doing? You want to go to the beach? Again, I was cool with being home, especially if I'm there by myself. So I was cool with being home. And at this time, I really believe like Nightmare was gone. So I had no problem like chilling in the house, minding my business, and my business is minding me. And so I was like, she was like, oh, come on, please. Like, you never want to hang out. You never want to hang out. Again, me and Trinity were on the basketball team. So there was a certain type relationship. And also, our families went to the same church. So there still was a certain amount of interaction and a certain amount of respect. We also had a party together. I don't even know how that came into play. That's crazy. Anyway, so like it was I don't know. It was like a weird type situation. Again, me and Trinity had chilled in the summer party, and I guess maybe that was the start of it too, because I was nice to her. Like, I didn't treat her like the other girls did. It was more of like I was nice about it. I was cool about it. Like, I bought her food. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, I guess, a mutual respect thing. It's like our families, because more than just my mom went to that church. So it was like our families attended the same church. So I guess it was like a mutual respect thing. So I don't even know how I came up on the list. Or maybe because the cousin didn't trust the other two, she was like, no, you can't get the car until you bring somebody that I feel like I can trust. And so she was like, you want to go to the beach today? Come on, let's go to the beach. My cousin got a brand new car, and she'll let us use it if you drive. And I was like, And so she was like, yeah, if you drive, she'll let us use it. And I was like, that's not making sense to me. Why? Who we talking about? And so I thought it was the popular cousin that she hang with all the time. And I was like, oh, moving on. We need to name her, because I don't want to say the actual nickname. Tina. So I was like, Tina got a new car? And so she was like, girl, no. She was like, Tina was the popular cousin. She was like, no, Tina did not get a new car. My other cousin, what we gonna call her? Jessica. My other cousin, Jessica got a new car. Now, I don't really know Jessica, because Jessica is a little older than us, but that, like, they had like a close bond type situation, because they were all like in the intermediate family, except what I said her name was? Tina. Except Tina and Tina's best friend and Trinity. Those three were always hanging together. Jessica was a cousin, but Jessica always worked. Jessica traveled. Jessica was always gone. Like, Jessica had this big time paying job. So Jessica wasn't always around. But just since Jessica worked hard, she played hard. Basically, like, she's flexing her money. So she got this car. But she knew Tina and the best friend wasn't like responsible, so to speak. And she didn't trust them with her car. And so she was like, but I want to go to the beach. I want to hang out. Like, I'm in the house. I'm bored. I want to get out of the house. And she's not letting Tina and best friend get the car. So she was like, I had to find somebody trustworthy to drive the car. And I was like, I guess. I was like, well, I'm not really doing nothing. And the day was it was a nice day. The day was nice. And I was like, so I guess, which island you want to go to? And so she was like, we'll probably go to St. Simon's, because St. Simon's is free. St. Simon's is free. But I go to Jekyll all the time now, because Jekyll you have to pay, and a lot of people ain't pulling up. That's the main reason why I go. And it's nicer. It's nicer. Anyway, so yeah, so I was like, I guess, like, it was a nice day. I was like, okay, yeah, why not? Let's just go to the beach. Like I said, at that time, we're not realizing like how blessed we are. It's like, girl, you could just hop in the car and go to the beach when you feel like it. It's a day. You bored. Let's go to the beach. Just to do it. It's like, dang, it's like the people in Florida. So, like, y'all can comprehend, because Florida is more famous for their beaches and stuff. Like, we're not, because Florida water is prettier. Not even gonna front. Florida water is prettier than our water. I think our food is better, though. It's my opinion. No shade. Anyway, so yeah, so it was like, okay, yeah, let's go to the beach. Let's go to the island. And then even with that, like Florida was like a part of Florida is like 45 minutes away from us. So if we wanted to go to like the the top part of Florida, like if you get closer to Miami, like the further you go down, the beautiful the water is. You come up, baby, y'all water look just like ours. Just like that, because it's a part of Florida that we frequent to all the time. We frequent to all the time, boo boo. And that water look just like ours. And do. Anyway. Anyway. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So she was like, you want to get, like, you want to invite somebody? And I was like, well, let me see if Nia is busy. I think I called Nia first. Or did I call Paisley first? Unsure. I think I called Paisley first. And I don't think Paisley could go. Or did she go? Yes, Paisley was there. So I called Paisley first. And I asked Paisley if she wanted to go. And so Paisley was like, yeah, that's cool. Come pick me up. And so I was like, okay, yeah, we'll swing by. Yeah, I called Paisley first. And so Paisley asked me, she was like, is Nia coming? And I was like, well, I don't know. Let me call Nia. So I was like, but before I call Nia, let me call Trinity and see if it's cool. Because she just like, you want to invite somebody. So I called called Trinity back and was like, yo, like, is it okay if I invite Nia? And so she was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like the more the merrier. She was like, okay, yeah, so that should be enough. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, bet. And I was like, but wait a minute, is it cool? Like your cousin cool with me driving her car? She was like, oh yeah, she cool with it because of who your mama is. A lot of times people would trust me because of my mom, not realizing well, truth be told, I was responsible. I was responsible. So it made sense looking back. I was responsible. You didn't hear about me in the streets. I was always at home. My mom's a cop, so it kind of made sense from the outside looking in. And so she was like, yeah, she cool with you driving. And I was like, okay. So and then like me not even thinking, because it's like this lady is giving me her brand new car. Anyway, so she was like, yeah, it's cool. You can call Nia. So I called Nia and I was like, hey, what you doing? And so she was like, nothing, girl. Like, what's up? And I was like, well, me, Trinity, and Paisley, we just gonna go to the beach. You wanna go? And she was like, yeah, girl, come pick me up. Remember I told you Nia's mom, she really didn't care when Nia went as long as I was there. If it was somebody else, she was gonna give Nia a hard time. Most of the time, if she was giving me and Nia a hard time, Nia had got in trouble and then Green Eyes had to come with us. But other than that, most of the time we'd be like, oh, we gonna run. And she'd be like, all right, see y'all later. Because it was me she was with and not anybody else. So anyway, so Trinity was like, cool, like let's go to the beach. Now, the reason why I'm telling this story, or the reason why you see spiritual warfare tapped or in parentheses, there's a part of this story that's not going to make sense, and that's going to make perfect sense to those who understand and who know about spiritual warfare and about stuff that spooky stuff. Again, if you don't believe it, that's cool, but there's some things that happen and you be like, anyway, so I'm getting started, like, clearly my mama's at work because I don't remember her being home. So I'm getting, like, I get on the phone, done made all these plans that haven't even asked my mama. So call my mama at work. Hey, can I go to the beach with Trinity? Again, our families go to the same church. Just have to refresh her a little bit on who Trinity is. Me and Trinity play basketball. This is her mama. Oh, once you mention her mama, she like, oh, okay, yeah, it's cool. Like, once you, like, your mama and family in my community, in my hometown, at this time, carry weight. So, it again, like, oh, I'm such and such daughter, or I'm such and such granddaughter, that carried weight. So your family name preceded you. It did. So once you said, "Oh, this is such and such daughter," and it's the mama. If the mama ain't doing nothing crazy or on no crazy BS, then it's like, okay, yeah, you can go, type situation. So anyway, she was like, okay, yeah, just be careful. See you later. Cause at this point in time, like I have a car. So she was like, yeah, just be careful because you got everybody in your car. And I said, well, no, my car is gonna be parked at Trinity's house, and we're taking her cousin's car. And so she was like, well, what kind of car is it? And I was like, I don't even know. I was like, her cousin won't let Trinity drive it. She said she had to find somebody that she trusts to drive the car. And so she was like, huh? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, but I know it's a brand new car. So my mom's antennas went up because all she thinking about is money. Like, all she heard was money signs. She was like, Angel. And I was like, no, like, for real. I was like, she told her that I was going to be driving the car, and she said she was cool with it. She said, no, Angel, I need you to listen to me. It's a brand new car. Do not play in that lady's car. I need you to be extra careful. And I was like, well, I had no intentions on playing in the lady car anyway. And so she was like, but it's a brand new car, so I need you to be extra careful. And when I'm saying not brand new to her, it's a brand new car. Like, fresh off the lot, brand new, smell brand new. And so I was like, Ma, like, I'm not going to do nothing to the lady car. Which I had no intentions on doing nothing to the lady car. But now I'm nervous because it's like, all you think, which I understand now because I'm a parent. Now, all you thinking about is, how is this going to affect me because you're a kid? You know what I'm saying? And that's not going to follow me. It's going to follow the parent. If something happened, or if I do something stupid, if I do something crazy, it falls on the parent. It does. It falls on the parent. Anyway, so I was like, now I'm nervous. Like, girl, you kind of killing the vibe. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not going to do nothing to the lady car. She was like, all right, just be careful. Yes, I'm careful. So anyway, I go and by this time, like, I'm getting dressed, get my bags together, get my bathing suit or whatever. I'm trying to pick out the bathing suit because at this point in time, baby, I got a six-pack. I'm gorgeous. Baby, what? I've always been a thick girl. So we got doom dong dong, and we flan flan, and we got the doom doom. Let me see if I can find a picture. I might be able to find something for y'all, so I can kind of show y'all. I might. But at this point in time, baby, I don't mind putting on a bathing suit because the nightmare is gone. So the little girl is starting to heal. She's starting to come out, and she's starting to be a little conceited because it's like, girl, you don't mind me. Anyway, so I'm packing my stuff, and so the phone ring, and Paisley is like, girl, where you at? Where y'all at? And I was like, girl, we had to get the logistics out of the way, which we did. We had to cover the parents, and then I got to get my stuff together. Like, I want to be cute. And so she started laughing or whatever. She was like, okay. And I was like, but I'm getting ready to head to Trinity House. I said, so once I get to Trinity House, I'll call you from Trinity House. No cell phones. I'll call you from Trinity House to let you know we on the way to you. And so she was like, oh, okay, cool. Because it was literally like a circle. I left, parked my car at Trinity House, leave Trinity House, we can hit Paisley House, we hit Nia, hit the island. It was literally like a circle. Literally, straight shot. It was perfect. So, left, I was like, let me go ahead and get my stuff together, let me get out of here. So, I made sure, like, I used to get allowance monthly because my dad being in the military and then being discharged due to his schizophrenia, I got a monthly check. Well, with my mama married to Nightmare created havoc with finances. And even with him getting a settlement because he had got hurt on one of his 11,000 jobs, he had got a settlement, but he went through that like water. He went through it like water. So it was literally like I would get my check went to helping bills, but she would give me like out of the check, she would give me like $70. So my allowance was monthly, and I had to manage that. But I was good at managing before I even was like paying attention to the Capricorn stuff. Like with social media will let you know about the signs, how Capricorns can stretch $10 for 10 months or for a month. Anyway. But anyway, I was good at managing my little money or whatever. So, like, go look at my little stash. It's like, okay, cool. That nightmare is definitely not there because I'm able to leave money in my room and stuff now. So, I'm like, oh, okay. And then at this point in time, I had credit cards. I had 2. And I was like, let me take my little credit card just in case. Got my license. You know, okay, yeah, so let's get it. Let's get out of here. So I called Trinity, let Trinity know, hey, I'm on the way. She was like, okay, cool. So get there, and I'm meeting Jessica for the first time. So like, she like when I pull up, when I tell you, I can't even remember what kind of car this was, but the color was very, very different. Turquoise, a pretty like that. Oh, when the water's so blue, the blue water, Bahamas, like. That tropical Caribbean, that blue. It was beautiful. And if you into cars, I'm talking about like a you know, when you see a red candy paint and you be like, ooh, that's nasty. And that mean like it look good. But looking at her car, you be like, ooh, that paint job nasty. It was a beautiful car. Don't even know what type of car it was, y'all. So anyway, so I'm walking around the car. It's a 4-door car, but it's shaped like, it was almost shaped like a spaceship, like it was ahead of its time type situation. And so I'm walking around the car and I was like, oh my God, this car is beautiful. And so she was like, thank you. And I was like, what do you do? She was in the military. So military at this point in time, like most of us went to the military because a lot of our families didn't have money for school. Military would pay for college. So let me go in the military so they'll pay for school so I can go to school. And while that, I'm traveling the world and I'm making money. At that point in time, back in the day, military, I think it might have was, 25 grand? I'll put it up. But it was money. So she was making a lot of money. She don't have no kids. It's just her. So you can do what you want to do with your money. Right? So she was like, please take care of my car. Please don't be doing nothing crazy. You girls go out. You enjoy your beach day. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, well, what time you want your car back? And so when I said that, she was like, just because you said that, there's no curfew. She said, yep, you picked the right friend, Trinity. I trust you. So again, before she walked out, she was like, please, just don't mess up my car. She got in her old car because like her older car was paid off, still running or whatever. It was a Honda. She got in her older car. She was like, I'll see y'all later. And so she was like, Trinity, just call me when y'all get back and then I'll come get my car. And so she was like, oh, okay, cool. So Trinity was like, yes. And so I was like, okay. So I was like, when the girl left, I was like, so you want the keys? She was like, no. And I was like, oh, you for real? Like, she was like, that's the only way that I'm able to have this car is if you drive. So you're driving. Nobody else can drive this car. So now it's like with my mama, and then now it's like this responsibility. It's like, why would y'all give me the responsibility of a brand new car? But it was like, okay, all right, it's whatever. So once I get in the car, like get in the field and I'm adjusting the seats or whatever, in my mind, it's like, girl, this is my, this is mine. So let's ride. So I was like, ooh, let me call Paisley, let Paisley know I'm on the way, and we'll go from there. So once we get to Paisley house, we'll call Nia, let Nia know we on the way. No cell phones. So she was like, oh, okay. So I called Paisley. We on the way. Got Paisley. Paisley looking at the car like, ooh. When I tell y'all, it was nothing, nothing for us to get excited. I mean, like nothing. It didn't have to be something big or major for us to get excited about. But it was the beauty of that we could make fun anywhere too. So she was like, ooh. And I was like, right? She was like, girl, let me drive. And I was like, I have strict instructions. I can't let you drive. She was like, because literally we started driving at 7, 8 in that era. Like, they start teaching us how to drive like 7, 8. If you know Tyler, I started to teach Tyler how to drive at 7, and Tyler was like, "Are you crazy? I'm 7." That's when they started putting us behind the wheel, so we wouldn't be afraid to get behind the wheel. We wouldn't be afraid to drive. And then they was also sending us to the corner store. Go to the store, take the trash out, run to the store. We couldn't go, like, you couldn't go far or whatever, but we started learning early. So literally, it was nothing for us to be like, "Girl, let me get behind the wheel. Let me get behind the wheel." So I was like, "Girl, strict instructions. You can't get behind the wheel. You got to get in the back seat." She was like, "Dang." So she got in the back seat. Cool. So we go, and I was like, oh, we need to call Nia to let Nia know we on the way. She was like, "Oh, okay." So, and I was like, "You go call." She was like, "No, come on." So we go in the house, going in Paisley's house, call Nia, we on the way. Get to Nia's house, and went in, because Trinity and Paisley stayed in the car. Went in, spoke to Nia's mom, and I was like, "All right," just let her know, like, it's me. I was like, "We just going to the beach. We just going, get something to eat. We going to have a good time." She was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Yeah, that's it. That's literally what we doing all day. We just literally going to have, we just literally going to the beach." So we get in the car, and so as we got in the car, and as we're driving, Nia was like, "Ooh, this car nice." I was like, "Right." She was like, "Oh, can y'all, we need to go to my auntie house." And we was like, "For what?" And so she was like, "Oh, because we need to pick up my baby cousin." What? And so Trinity is in the passenger seat, and she kind of cut me a look, and I was like, "Nia," because I'm driving and talking at the same time, and I was like, "Nia, why are we going to pick up your baby cousin?" I was like, "Well, I'm confused on why we going to pick up your baby cousin." And so she was like, "Oh, like, my aunt had called my mama, and she had asked, like, what we was doing." And I was like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to go to the beach." And so my baby cousin was like, "Oh, I want to go." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm going to come get you." Nia, how can you invite somebody on somebody's trip, like somebody's idea? I was like, this was Trinity's idea. Trinity was like, it was cool for me to invite somebody. I invited Paisley. Paisley brought up your name. I hit you up to be like, "Hey, you want to go?" Before I can hit you up, I hit Trinity up to make sure it's cool. This is Trinity's idea. This is Trinity's beach day. How you gonna invite your baby cousin? And so she was like, "Well, I didn't think it would be a big deal." First of all, who want to take care of kids? Now, mind you, like, her baby cousin was like 6, maybe 6, 7, maybe 6 or 7, if that. But still, we're teenage. We're like 16. Girl, we don't want to babysit. We don't want to take care of no kids. We just want to go to the beach day. We weren't doing nothing, but we weren't babysitting. We want to just go to the beach. So she was like, "Well, I really didn't think it was going to be a big deal." So now the vibe is like quiet. It's crickets, because everybody else is like, "Why are you inviting kids? And this ain't even your car. This ain't even your trip, but you inviting kids." So it's not like you can call and be like, "Oh, you can't go." She was like, "But she's 6. She's 6, 7. She gonna be 7. Hell, she's 7. So, like, I'll take care of her. I'll take care of her. It's not a big deal." That's not the point. So she was like, "I mean, there's no way for me to call and be like, 'Hey, you can't go. We're going to have to pull up just so I can tell her she can't go if y'all don't want her to go.'" Oh, yes. Make us look like the bad guys. Oh, yes. So we pull up to her aunt's house, and because she was like, we were all sitting in the car, because we're thinking, like, you're just going to go in and get your cousin to come on. So you come to the door, and she was like, "Oh, my aunt said come in." So we get out of the car, and we're sitting there for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And this little girl walking, she was, y'all ready to go to the beach? At this point, what could we do? So literally, you didn't go in there to tell the little girl like she not going. You literally told us to come in so we could tell the little girl she can't go. So me, Trinity, and Paisley like cutting each other a look. And at this point, Trinity was like, yeah, let's go. So the aunt looked like, you know, gave that little look like something off, but it's like, girl, we didn't invite your daughter. We did not invite your daughter to this situation. We was going to have teenage fun. So Neil was like, okay, well, let's go. And walk out the door with the little girl. So the aunt looked at the car. She was like, "Ooh, y'all, please be careful. Be careful with my baby." Well, first of all, love, your baby ain't even supposed to be coming. But it's like, okay, yes, ma'am. Get in the car, and still the vibe is quiet. Like, it's silent. So mind you, was this after the beach? Yes. Okay. So mind you, we get in the car and it's quiet. So we are going over the bridge and like literally you can hear a pin drop. It's like we in the library because we pissed off now that we are babysitting, because you're not gonna sit here and tell me you gonna watch this little girl the whole time. You're not gonna sit here and tell me you gonna watch this little girl the whole time. And then you had no like nothing was nothing was clicking to you to be like, hey, let me ask when they show up, hey, is it cool? You ain't tell your aunt, well, let me ask my friends because I was invited. Let me ask. But anyway, it's quiet in the car. Like, you can hear a pin drop. And the radio is playing. And so, at this point in time, Monica is popular. Like, Monica had just come out, but she was popular. She was that girl. She's still that girl. But she was that girl. She was a little girl at this time. So, Monica had just come out. And so, it was quiet in the car. And so, out of the blue, baby cousin was like, it's just one of them days. And we bust out. We bust out laughing because it's like, baby, you like 7. What you do? What day are you talking about? Hell, Monica had no right singing because she was like 14, 15. But at this point, we ain't had no right singing it. But the way she just bust out, because when I say you was completely quiet, because we was pissed off that at this point in time that we have been well, not necessarily, what you call it, drafted, literally, to babysit. So, we get to the beach, so that kind of broke the ice or whatever, because we was like, oh, okay, because it's like, okay, baby cousin cool, like, you not a naggy kid, like, you kind of cool, so baby cousin is cool. So we get to the beach and we running around and, you know, we playing, you know, got on like our little bathing suits or whatever, and we doing the beach or whatever, and we looking for the boys. They are. I'm pretty much like the body, like, to bring the boys over, but I ain't really looking for the boys. I'm enjoying the beach. I'm enjoying the water. Anyway, so we are kind of looking for the boys, so to speak. Anyway, so during this time, Nia has like a health condition that she just found out about. So the health condition sparks up. And so when it sparks up, you got to sit down. The baby cousin want to play. I'm so sorry, you guys. I just really don't feel good. Like, I just want to sit down. I can watch her from here. How you gonna watch her from sitting? Like, you sitting way on the rocks. The beach way over here. How you gonna watch her way over here? Like, and if something happened, you can't walk. You can't run to her. You can't walk to her. You're not feeling good because of now your medical condition has now flared up. So now you're not even in the mood to be at the beach. You like, and then baby cousin don't like, it's like you want to leave because now like the vibe is kind of go. We may have been there for a good 20 minutes. Now the vibe has changed because it's like now you don't feel good, so it's like You want us to take you home? Like, you ready to go home? And so she was like, no, I don't want to ruin y'all day. I don't want to ruin y'all day. Like, I'm good. I can watch her from here. You can't watch her from there. So basically, again, we're babysitting. So again, baby cousin was cool. So it was like we just had to adjust. And we stayed out there for like a good, I would say an hour. Because at this point in time, like, Nia still doesn't feel good. So it's like the longer she stays out in the bare sun, because at this point in time, like, it's hot. So the longer she stays out in the sun, the worse she's gonna get. So an hour was the most she could take it. So she was like, maybe if I just go eat and then we could come back. Anybody who do beaches all the time, you know, if you not staying like right there on the beachfront, once we leave, we not coming back. We not coming back. None unless it was like a party or a festival specifically on that island. We not coming back. So we kind of give each other like a little look or whatever. And so it's like, there goes the beach day. So Trinity was kind of mad because Trinity was like, because she really just did not want to be in the house. And she really wanted to hang out. And it was boring at the time. But at this point in time, it's like, girl, the girl's sick. We already babysitting. She got to go. And I was like, we got to at least go get food. I was like, let's go get food. So anyway, the baby cousin was like, yeah, I'm hungry. So who paying for her? Making sure you got money for her. Because are we dropping her back off home? Because who paying for her? Who paying for the baby cousin? Anyway, so we leave, and like in that area there's like a bunch of food or whatever. Like you can cut because there's like a little plaza. Once you get off this specific island, you make a left, there's a plaza. So there's like McDonald's right there. And so it was like, you want to go like McDonald's or you want to go somewhere else? And so she was like, no, McDonald's is cool. So we go to McDonald's. And we getting ready. So all of us, like, I'm still in like my little bathing suit top. Teenagers. Trinity's still like in her little bathing suit top. Because again, we're athletes. So this is flat, baby. We think we fine this all get out. So like we still in our little bathing suit top or whatever. We got on our shorts again. We're like the island is right across the street from McDonald's. So they ain't really tripping on it. So we go in. And we sent, like, we getting ready to order. So, like, Trinity was in line first, and then it was Paisley. And so, I'm in line, and then Nia was the last person. And so, while we getting ready, like, it was, like, Trinity was ordering. And, once Trinity started ordering, Nia was like, I'm not really hungry. I'm going to go sit down. So, she was like, come on, baby cousin. And so, she went to sit at the table. So Trinity, after Trinity ordered, Trinity like waited, like she stood right there in the counter for me. So I went ahead, ordered my food or whatever, and I stood to the side to wait for my food. So Trinity was like, Nia ain't got no money. And I was like, how you know she don't have no money? She was like, she don't have no money. And she was like, isn't it funny how they treated me at the slumber party? Isn't it funny how you don't have money today? And I was like, what makes you think that girl don't have no money? Like, she might just, like, literally, it may be her medical condition. She don't feel good. She said, right. So, we was on the beach, Angel, and she said, maybe if I get some food. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So, we sit, like, Trinity got her food, I get my food, we go to the table. Paisley got her food, so Nia just sitting there, and baby cousin just sitting there. So it's like, you not gonna get no food. And so she was like, nah, my auntie cooked. So if your auntie, and I was like, Nia, if your auntie cooked, why you just didn't have us take you to your auntie house so y'all could get food there? Like, why would you sit here and watch us eat? Why, like, you know? And so baby cousin got the spoon face. Cause you ain't got no Happy Meal. And so I was like, at least get her something to eat. And so she was like, nah, my auntie said like she cooked or whatever. So Paisley was like, you want something? Talking to baby cousin. So baby cousin was like, yeah, of course. You're in McDonald's. This is kids heaven. So she was like, yeah. So she was like, come on, let's go get you something to eat. And so Nia was like, no, my aunt cooked. So Trinity was like, girl, do you want something to eat? So she was like, I mean, if it's not too much trouble. So Trinity shot me a look. And I was like, to myself, because it's like, dang, Nia, like, all you had to do, even standing behind me, you could have just said, like, I don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then if you don't have money, how you inviting people if you don't have no money? Again, we're kids. Anyway, so Trinity got her some food, and then, Trinity had gave her like a 10, so she was like, well, go get you something to eat. At this point in time, as I told y'all, and I showed y'all in, what story time? My V card in the street pharmacist. Our value meals was like $2 and $3, where you got the burger, the drink, and the fries for $2 to $3. So anyway, so she gave her 10, and she was like, go get you something, go get you something to eat, because Paisley had already took baby cousin up there to get her a Happy Meal. So we come down, they come back to the table, everybody eating or whatever, and so she's starting to perk up a little bit, because she was like, I told y'all I just needed some food, but my aunt cooked. How you know your aunt cooked, girl? We ain't got no cell phones. How you know your aunt cooked? Anyway, so Trinity was like, I don't want to go back home yet. Let's not end the day. Let's go to the hood. Trinity. Trinity. What are we going to the hood for, love? Let's just ride through the hood. Now, the hood has a double lane just like we have a double lane. Our double lane is not in the projects. Their double lane is in the projects. Trinity, why are we riding through the projects? Come on, no, we just gonna ride through because we not gonna go back to the beach. So at this point in time, Nia was like, we can go back to the beach, like, it's fine, I feel better now. Girl, we not going back to the beach. We're not going back to the beach. That time is past. That ship has sailed. We're not going back to the beach. So it was like, girl, so I was like, Trinity, why are we riding through this? She was like, come on, let's just ride through the hood. It's a brand new car. Right, it's a brand new car. Why are we riding through the hood? She was like, come on. So here's where the spiritual warfare situation comes in, right? So it's multiple ways to get to the hood. I'm dating a street pharmacist. A lot of them don't know that. At this point in time, Trinity has no idea. Paisley don't have no idea. I don't think Nia knew at this point in time. But nobody don't have no idea. But that's just typically me. I just literally keep my business to myself. Even now, I tell people, like, you'll never know I'm dating. Most of the time, I could be married and eloped, and you'll never know, maybe till 6 months later. That's just me. I'm single, though. I'm single. But I'm just saying, like, that's just me. That's just how I roll. Like, my business is my business. That's just how it is for me. Like, I've never been the type to feel like I need to put my business out there. Because people are weird. Weird. I've learned that. So, anyway, she was like, no, come on. Let's go through the hood. All we going to do is ride through. We're not going to stop. Oh, we're definitely not stopping. Because I know the rules. And I was like, this is not a good idea in this car. We're not even going to stop. Girl, we got to stop at the red lights. There's a red light right before you get to the heart of the hood. What you talking about, snuggalumps? No, it's good. All right. So, make this dumb decision to go through the hood in this brand new car that's turquoise blue that I don't even know ladies in sport, because you can tell. So we're going a back way, I know, because I'm in the hood all the time. So I cut, like, literally, if you getting off the island and you go straight across, it takes you in a back way to the hood. To the hood. That's literally how it works. I promise you. And so they looking at me like, girl, where you going? I was like, we're going to the hood. We're riding through the hood. So now they looking at me kind of sideways, because it's like, how you even know this way? Don't even worry about it. Anyway, there's one specific traffic light that you have to go through. It's just one specific traffic light. The rest are stop signs. 4-way stops. There's one specific traffic light. So we go through the traffic light. I literally stop at the traffic light, go through the traffic light. After it turned green, right in the 4-way stops. Now, mind you, before we get to the heart of the hood, one of our classmates' mom lived over there. So she would be over there during the weekend. And mostly during the week, she would live with her grandma in the country with us. So they was like, you want to stop? You want to stop at classmate house? So I was like, well, yeah, I'd rather stop there than to go to the heart of the hood. So me and my mind figuring, oh, okay, we stop at classmate house. That'll kind of deter y'all. And then we can head up on out of here. Well, classmates was her house. I didn't know where she lived, but at this point in time, Trinity was like, oh, she right here. She right here. And Paisley was like that too. They knew where she was because this classmate could braid. So she was doing box braids. She had a side hustle. So she was doing box braids. So they knew where she lived because they would get their hair done by her. So it was like, oh, she right here. So let's see. Let's pull up. No cell phones. Let's pull up. At this point in time, there was no, well, I mean, it was call before you come. But if you out and about riding, there's no call before you come. We just popping up at your house. So we pop up and she just happened to be home because her sister was, the middle sister was standing outside. So Trinity knew the middle sister. So she was like, sister, go get classmate. And so she was like, oh, hey, Trinity, who call you in? And so she was like, girl, go get classmate. So she went to get classmate. Classmate walked outside. She was like, who car? This thing brand new. Who car? Where y'all going? So Trinity was like, oh, we going to the hood. She was like, in this? I was like, classmate, help me. I'm telling, like, why are we running through the hood? She was like, girl, that's not safe. That's not safe to roll through the heart of the hood in this. This thing brand new. This thing pretty. And it stand out. She was like, girl, we not even gonna stop. She said, you got to stop at one red light to even get to there. She was like, it's not a big deal. This is how you know you're not really about that life. You're not really in that life. You don't, like, you're trying to get in it or trying to impress. That's the only thing I can think of. As I said before in the beginning of the story, you were the type of person who feel like you need to do things to be accepted. Girl, no. Classmate was like, yeah, I don't want no parts. I don't want no part of that. She was like, where y'all coming from? So she was like, Trinity was like, well, we come from McDonald's, but we was at the beach earlier, but Nia didn't feel good, so we went to McDonald's, and now we just about to, we gonna go through the hood, and then we gonna go home. So she was like, why don't y'all just go home? Girl, how you not catching none of these red flags? So she was like, no. She was like, it's cool. I just want to ride through the hood. Because during these times, like, the hood was thick. It was always thick. Ninjas was outside. It was thick. So if you could pull a city ninja, like, you was just, for the country girls, you was just big time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always been this city against country type situation, unfortunately. It's ridiculous, to be totally honest. I think it's gotten worse. Looking at my Facebook timeline. So I was like, please school her. So she was like, it's not a big deal. We just riding through. So classmate was like, well, I'm gonna holler at y'all later because I was braiding hair. I have a client, so I gotta go. And so she was like, be careful. She was like, Angel, you driving, go home. So Trinity was like, do not go home. I put the gas in the car. She did. I was like, girl, this is a bad idea. And I was like, this your cousin shit. Like, why you want to go through the hood? And so she was like, girl, we just riding through. All right. So we go through the hood. We get to that red light. Get to the red light. Everybody looking. They was sitting down. You know how they was sitting in the hood. They sit on the crates, like everybody on the corner, chilling, minding their business. But when it's somebody that they don't recognize, car they don't recognize, all eyes on you. Get to the red light, stop. People who sitting on the crates, throwing dice, whatever, all of a sudden, they standing up looking. We're in a bright turquoise car. Brand new. So Trinity was like, oh. Because again, I don't think you realize like what you setting yourself up for. And that's just like right in the beginning. We haven't even rolled through the heart. You want to roll through the heart, then roll out. So I was like, you still want to roll through it? She was like, yeah, girl, no, it's fine, it's fine. Now there's a little quiver, a little shake in your voice. So I make the left. We rolling through. Nia and Paisley in the back saying, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. We rolling through. As we rolling through, the ninja's like, hey, hey. Rolling through. She was like, speed up a little bit. Girl, the speed limit in the heart is 15. What you mean speed up? Why is it 15? It's kids everywhere. We're in the projects. So Ninja's like, hey, 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 stop, hey, car, hey, blue car, blue car. And now the blue car is full of girls. She was like, oh my God. So you're upping the window. Like when we was getting ready to roll through, you down in the window, like you posing, because the car is beautiful. Now you up in the window. Can we get out of here? Is there or not? I said no. And it's the hood, like there's no cut across. You got to go all the way through that and come all the way around to come out. One way in, one way out, which is why they call it the heart of it. Just like the blood run through your heart valve. So she was like, you can't speed up. No. I told you this wasn't a good idea. Classmate told you it wasn't a good idea. But sometimes, some people just got to see for themselves. Like, some of y'all just got to fall on your butt. Girl, anyway. So we rolling. rolling through. Finally get through to make the turn. Coming through. Like, this side, for whatever reason, this particular day, the opposite side of when we first rolled through wasn't as thick as it usually is. It was just one side. Thank you, Jesus. We finally rolled through. We get back to where they started. Those people who was on the corner has now moved up because they waiting for you to come up. They moved up in the middle of the street. So when I'm at the red light, they start walking towards the car. So Trinity like, go. Luckily, I knew where I was and I'm making a right turn. So I don't have to wait at the light. But they walking fast to the car, so I bust the right. You look in the back in your rearview mirror, you see them doing this. Throwing up their stuff, right? She was like, oh, because it's a car. I said, it's a car they don't know. And it's full of girls. Girls are used. Y'all. I was like, girl, classmate tried to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. This is not what you want to do. And I'm saying you in your cousin's shit. Some of them write down your tag number crazy, like they trying to figure out who you are. So we're riding, getting out, like we're going through the four ways. So I look in the rearview mirror and I'm like, shit, here come a car. And it's booking. Because we did not stop. They trying to figure out who this car is. So as we're getting back to that one main light, before you cross up, because it's like at this light, when you cross over this light, it's like, when you cross over the street, it's like you leaving the hood and jumping into regular civilization. Swear. Swear. It's literally like a street. You know how they say, like, you can drive, and then when you hit Martin Luther King, you know you done messed up when you don't hit Martin Luther King. It was literally like that. It's literally like the stoplight, and on this side of the street is the hood. On this side is regular civilization, and if you make it on this side, you safe. They not coming cross the light. Swear. But behind that light, you fair game. So we drive. I was like, shit. So I'm booking. So Paisley and Neil, they was like, Angel, who is that? I don't know, but you can tell they booking, right? So Trinity, like, they coming after the car? Yes. So you breathing. So I'm just driving. So we get to the light, right? At this point in time, y'all, I promise you, there's no light. When I'm saying we get to the light, like, I know, like, the surroundings, this is where the light is, but there's no light. And I'm just driving. Nia and Paisley in the back saying, and I'm looking at the dude over here, like, and I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Because there's no light. Like, I'm just trying, because Trinity is saying, get us out of here, get us out of here, get us out of here. There's no light. There's no light. We crossed the road, and I'm looking, like, once we cross the road and we get to the main street, I was like, the light went. So Paisley was like, girl, how you just gonna run the red light? Like, yeah, get us out of here, but how you just gonna run the red light? And I was like, girl, what red light? And so she was like, Angel, the red light, like the light, that one light, it was red. And I was like, girl, I ain't even see no traffic light. Trinity was like, I ain't see no traffic light either. So Nia and Paisley was like, Angel, the light. And I was like, right, because I'm seeing him going, how did I get over here? How did I get over here and then go through the light? Like, I'm looking for the light. And I was like, I promise you, there was no light. There was no light. She was like, you saw the man doing this. I was like, I did. But she was like, because the light was red. And I was like, there wasn't no light. Trinity was like, there wasn't a light. The light, for me, disappeared. I don't know if it was fear. I don't know if it's spiritual warfare. All I know is I was getting up out of Dodge. I was getting up out of there. So once we got to civilization, the car turned around. So she was like, they was really coming after us. I said, girl, I told you this wasn't a good idea. And at this point in time, I'm going home. Because ninjas know my face. I'm going home. So I was like, I'm done. I'm ready to go home. So what y'all want to do? And so she was like, Neil was like, well, that was enough excitement for me. Paisley was like, I agree. So we took baby cousin back home. Baby cousin is in the car. We took baby cousin back home. Dropped Nia off. Dropped Paisley off. Got to Trinity house. Trinity was like, my bad. Like, I said, Trinity, sometimes I know you be wanting to fit in, and I know you be wanting, like, to prove people. Like, I was like, it's nothing wrong. I promise you, there's nothing wrong with showing off. There's nothing wrong with being proud of certain stuff. It's nothing wrong with that. But you're going to have to pick and choose when you do that. When somebody is trying to tell you, like, this ain't a good idea, sometimes it's cool to listen. I got in my car. She was like, you're not going to tell no, I'm not going to tell your cousin nothing about that. And I was like, tell her to come get her car. And I was like, please, tell her to come get her car. She was like, all right. So I go home. Nia called. Nia was like, Angel, who was the people following us? Girl, I don't know. And that is the story time of the beach day. I love you the mostest because you're definitely the dopest in real life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.